Hey guys, wanted to come on here. Sorry, I just woke up a little while ago. Hubby just left to go to work, and I'm still in my PJs. But I wanted to share something that happened yesterday. I was trying to write it, but it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was just typing in my bed, and I usually get like these promptings to write like at 4 or 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning before hubby even gets up from sleeping and getting ready to go to work and stuff. So I try to like dim my light on my phone and I try to work there. That's usually when I like share testimonies or like I feel inspired to write something or yeah. So I was trying to type this morning so that I could share something like that happened. And I'm not going to go word per word like I did. I still have to go and edit that. So it's a lot. I was just typing and typing and typing. Didn't even pay attention to grammar. I was just trying to type it and get it out and try my best. And right now I re-edited it and I still have to go back and fix it again and re-edit it. So I'm sorry for that. So I thought I would come on here and try to do this live so you guys could actually hear it from my voice. So it's not going to come out exactly like what I typed. So if you want to go over there and hear it and, if you want to go over there and read it, I would appreciate it. But I still have to edit it, so sorry about that. It's super long, so I thought I would do a video about it anyway. So while I was typing it this morning, I had fallen asleep with some mascara and I was having a hard time typing it because my eyes were burning from the mascara and I wanted to rub my eye and I was like, oh, I need to go take off this makeup. And so I left it halfway and I didn't want to leave like the whole thing like a little cliffhanger and just like leave you guys like that. And I saw that one person had already read it and I'm like, oh no, like I didn't want them to read it because I wasn't done with it, but I didn't want to lose it. So I just click on post. And so I'm sorry for the first person who read it, but maybe it helped them in some way or whatever. Anyway, so I'm still editing it, but it's kind of like out there. But I need to fix it just because of my perfectionism and it won't leave me alone until I fix it right. Okay. So I still have to go there and fix it. So keep that in mind. I'm sorry about that. I was going to fix my bed and I was like, I'll just talk to you while I fix my bed. But I think that's kind of rude to kind of just go and fix my bed instead of like putting my face out there and actually talking to you about it. So anyway. So on to what I was going to say. Good morning, guys. So sorry if I looked like this because I just washed my face, said bye to hubby. He went to work and well, now I'm by myself here in my room and I can talk to you freely. Sometimes it's hard when they're around and it's hard because you can't really, do everything or there's noise and, you know how it is. Okay, so this is what happened to me yesterday. And I wasn't sure whether to share it or not because I had asked hubby and he's like, maybe we should just keep it to ourselves. But as I was, I had been debating it in my head whether I should or not because some things are meant to be private, but I feel that sometimes people need to hear something so that they can feel hope and it's like a shared testimony, I guess. So anyway, so this is what happened. I was feeling super frustrated yesterday. I was trying to work on my art and usually I like listen to hymns and usually I like listen to stuff in the background, like a general conference talk, or usually it's music, right? And that's what inspires me. And I just start doing my work. And so usually what I do is I just wake up in the morning like I am right now. I fix my bed because if I don't fix my bed, I feel like I can't. I don't know. My mom instilled that in me since I was young to fix my bed and to have everything clean so that I can make sure that, at least in my bedroom, for peace and sanity, I like to have my bed done. and then I will put my laptop on my bed, and I will start to work there. I've always worked on a desk, but I just had like a lot of issues with like swelling on my legs and stuff because I've always worked desk jobs and stuff. And so I stopped doing that and I work on my bed now. And so whenever I feel like I'm getting swollen or whatever, I get up and I try to move and I just move positions and stuff like that. And so anyway, so I work on my bed. So I fix my bed, do that. And I put on some music yesterday, and I usually put the same music over and over. I'm a person of habit. I don't mind listening to the same songs or same things, sometimes. But I do like listening to new things and embracing anything that brings my spirit up. And so anyway, I was listening to this song that I shared a while back, and I wasn't feeling it yesterday. I was kind of like frustrated, and I was trying to do my art, and I was like, and usually the music helps, and I create art and stuff, and I'm fine. But yesterday I just wasn't feeling it. I even put Trump in the background for a while. I was trying to listen to see what was going on with the news, the White House, and everything was just frustrating me. I don't know why. And I was just not at ease. And so I was frustrated. I know why. I had a bill that I had to pay, and it was bothering me. And I had the money to pay for it a while back, but I chose to use the money because it was going to be, I don't know, it was a weekend or something, and it was going to be right before hubby started his new job. I felt like he was going to get a job, and then you guys know that we had been asking you guys for prayers for hubby to get a job. And so I said, well, this is my chance to do something with him before he starts work. So hubby had a job, but he had quit it because he wasn't really happy with the place where he was working at. And so he's always had desk jobs, and you guys know that, well, I don't know if you know, but he's always done customer service. And so he's always worked in desk jobs and stuff, and he's diabetic. And so a lot of things come with diabetes and stuff, but he's been getting way better. We go to the gym we try to go every single day. So we enrolled in a gym, and, he tries to work out and eats better, and we don't eat as much as we used to. Before, we used to eat like 3 meals. Now we brought it down to 2 meals. Sometimes it's like 1 full meal and like a protein shake or something in the morning or whatever. So, and he takes care of himself. So anyway, why did I go on that rant? I'm not really sure, but anyway. So he got a new job, right? He had been off since I think the last week of March. And so we thought it was a good idea for him to switch at that time because we had gotten our income tax, and we thought, it would be a perfect time for him to transition into another job that he would like. And so he left that job, but he worked 2 weeks so that we would have enough to pay for rent. And so he did that. And so basically the money that we had left over from income tax, we were able to kind of breeze through, just barely, through him getting his new job. And we were kind of cutting it really short there. But anyway, lots of prayer really helped, and he got his new job. But, like I said, this bill was worrying me, and I was stressed out. I was working on my art. I was just not feeling it. I was having a conversation in my brain with God, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. Hubby's doing everything he's supposed to be doing. We're doing everything we're supposed to be doing. Why is what I'm doing not working? I don't want to cry on here, so I'm going to try my best not to cry. But every time I have to share testimony or something, I end up crying. So I'm sorry if I do, but I'm really trying not to do that because this is supposed to be an uplifting video, not something that would bring you down. So anyway, I was stressed out about this bill. And like, it's not even a really big bill, but I mean, I have a bigger bill that is on hold right now. But anyway, things are being taken care of. Anyway, um, so yeah, so I messaged this girl. I woke up early because hubby leaves early for work. I'm giving you way more details than what I wrote down. So if you guys see what I wrote down, it's completely different from this video. So if you guys want to go read that later, I'm still editing it, by the way. So anyway, but you're hearing it here. Um, so anyway, I woke up early because hubby always wakes me up early because he either gives me a hug or a kiss or we say goodbye or whatever. And I just make sure he has everything he needs and he's out the door. And I had woken up early and I hadn't noticed, and I had that bill in my mind, and I messaged the girl because I do everything through text with her, and she's an agent, and I have her, I guess, her personal number or whatever. And so I texted her and I told her like that I wasn't going to be able to pay the bill yesterday when it was due because hubby didn't get paid till Friday. And so she was like, that was okay. And I asked her if there was a fee, and she said that there was a fee. And then I asked her, when is my bill due? And she's like, I'm not even in the office yet, but I will get to it when I get there. And then I look at the time and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm messaging her at 7 something in the morning. She probably doesn't even go in till like about 8 or 9. And here I am messaging her before her shift even starts. Right. And so, it's so embarrassing now that I think about it. But anyway, so, that happened. And so it kept staying on my mind. Like, how do I do it? Right. Like, how do I do it? And so, I kept working, trying to do my thing with my art. And, just to let you know, I opened up the shop recently. In that, what I wrote, I did mention to you if you read it, I mentioned to you that I had a shop before. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I had a shop called Redbubble. It's with the Redbubble. It's online, and you get to upload artwork on there. And before I had the shop, previously many years ago, I had it, but I was uploading a lot of hubby's work on there and some of my work. And I stopped doing that. I stopped putting my husband's artwork up there because I noticed that they had stolen one of my artwork designs. And it was an artist, or I don't even know if he's an artist or he goes around stealing things on there. But it caused my shop to fall apart and I couldn't ever get it back. And so I was very upset. I had told my family about it and my niece is like, why don't you just open up another one? I'm like, no, I'm not going to open up one. I was very upset. I was very hurt that this company would not reach out to me after me telling them that that was my artwork, but it was basically my word against theirs. And anyway, so after many years, I decided to open it up again because I felt like, well, I'm already sharing my artwork anyway. I might as well, try to make some money off of it and still put some good out there into the world, and maybe people will buy it or whatever. Anyway, so I've been doing that for the past 2 weeks. I think I opened it up 2 weeks ago and I started doing that. Still with that in the back of my mind that hopefully people don't steal it and just cause me harm. But I went into it with the good mindset and thinking that the Lord would bless it because of the fact of what I was sharing. And so I decided to put it all behind me and just start fresh and go in with a new perspective and go in with new designs, and everything would be, whatever I was going to upload there was going to be with good intention and with good vibes and just things that I really feel like I want to share. And so I put it up there. It's basically just, I've always liked, since I was younger, I don't know, I've always liked art and I've always liked writing. But I don't know. That's probably why I have this Facebook page because I like to write and I like to share things. I like to help people. And so I have always had this love. I don't want to say it's graffiti because it's like art, but like it's more word art, I guess. Back in the day, I guess you would say it would be like graffiti art. I used to, like, when we would have the book covers and stuff, I would like design my book cover. You guys know when you guys were in school, you had like the book covers that you would write your names and like all this stuff. And so I always did that. And whenever I would write notes in school, I would always like, do my little artwork. Anyway, but then you become an adult and you have to start working in other things, right? And you stop doing what you love. And so anyway, I decided, well, God gave me the platform to be able to share and feel inclined to share what I love to do. And so when I quit my job last year, I felt very strongly that I needed to do so. And I didn't understand why. At the time, I felt I needed to be at the temple more and just, I thought I needed to work there or to do some, I don't know. I felt really strongly about it. And so I stopped working where I was working, and I haven't had the job since August of last year, since my birthday, like August 30th. My birthday was August 28th. So I guess August 29th, August 30th, I stopped working. And so ever since then, we've been kind of like struggling a little bit. And, but we've been making ends meet one way or another. We've made it work. God always provides. And that's the reason why I'm doing this video, is because I wanted to tell you that. So going back, I still have my Facebook. My Facebook is some sort of income. I don't get a lot from Facebook, but I do get a little bit from Facebook. I had joined a program with Facebook while I was working, and it wasn't giving me a lot. It was probably like $20 a month or something, but it was a little bit to take my kids out to eat, or, get them little things, or be able to get, like my makeup, or like something small. It wasn't a big deal. I was working. It was fine. It was just a little extra income. It wasn't a lot. And then I joined another program, and then it bumped me up, and I started going up to like $70, $80. And I was like, oh, okay, well, like this is going to be different, right? I'm going to be doing better with Facebook, right? Like when I first started with YouTube, and YouTube, I made my first $100 with YouTube, and I was so excited, and they changed everything and they messed it all up. But anyway, so I started with Facebook, this new program, and it started giving me like $70 and then $80. And so I started seeing hope, right? I'm like, this whole time, all these years I've been working on Facebook and posting so many things and helping and sharing and doing. And I thought, I was going to be better now. I entered this new program, right? And so it was going fine until I shared one post that I didn't even make. It was a reshare, and it had to do something with Trump. And then all of a sudden it sent me like a big warning on my Facebook, and it said that I was spreading misinformation and I don't know what. And I was like, it's not even my post. I went and I deleted it. And it had something to do with the Amish. It was like a bunch of like wagons or whatever, and it was saying Trump in the back and a flag and I don't know what. And because I shared one thing, all of a sudden it just like, it went completely down. It went back to $20 a month, and it was like, whatever, dude. Like, so they hurt me because of that. Anyway, and so I try to get like little side things to help here at home, and to be able to help hubby. But I do it because, not because I can't go get a job, guys. I do it because I love my kids, and my kids are homeschooled, and I want to spend as much time as I possibly can with them before they go off into the world and they go do their own thing. And so I homeschool my children, and they do online school, and I've always done hands-on up until when Remy started doing pre-algebra. I couldn't do it. And so I started outsourcing, and so I started doing homeschool online, and I still watch what they do and everything, but I get to work as well. And so I do Facebook, I do my Redbubble, I sell stuff on Marketplace, I I try my best to bring income home either way and to try to help where I can. I sell hubby's artwork. I'm not just home doing nothing. I have a brain. I'm very smart. I'm very intelligent and I share a lot. But right now, I just feel that this is what the Lord needs me to do. I strongly believe that because of the blessings that he continues to bless us with. And so going back to what I was saying about how I started that shop, I was frustrated. I felt like I wasn't getting any sales and I had been posting. I think I have like 161 designs up there and not one has sold, but I have been getting a lot of attention from other artists and they've been liking my stuff. And I appreciate that because the more likes you get, the more attention you get. But I do have some faith in this platform because I have been able to make money in the past with it. It wasn't a lot of money, but it would be like $20 or $30 a month, and that would help. And so I got myself back on there. I'm like, I'm already making these designs anyway. Instead of them just sitting in my computer, I might as well share them. And so I started sharing them on Facebook because I felt like I needed to do that. And I would share my testimony. That's how it started at first. When I left working, I started sharing things about my dad, different stories, different testimonies, different things. And I started sharing pictures or I started sharing artwork and I just started combining it. And ever since then, I've been doing it. And the other day I had noticed that I had, out of everything that I've done ever since I left work, and that's another story. I could probably tell you that story about how that happened when I did my dad's temple work. If you guys want to hear it, I will. I'll post it. But it is very personal to me. But I will share it if you guys leave me a comment and tell me you want to hear it. But it is very personal. I did write about it, but maybe some of you guys didn't get to read it. But anyway, yeah, so I felt like I needed to do this and this artwork. And so I did more than 100 designs and I was like, well, they're just there. So I started doing like an ebook and I put everything together and I did it on Canva. And then I just started noticing, I started compiling them and separating them on my Facebook on a playlist called Life Lessons. And when I don't have anything to share, like a testimony or a story, I just add it with scriptures. And so it kind of helps. Or now I just started adding it with different talks that help me throughout the day or throughout the week or whatever. And I started sharing them like that. So maybe the artwork would, I don't know, inspire you, help you, give you hope, put some positiveness out there. I don't know. It's just to spread some good stuff out there. And so anyway, so sometimes I don't get paid for it, but I still share it. So anyway, I felt that way. I was feeling frustrated and everything. And I was worried about that bill. And hubby called me in the afternoon. I had a conversation in my brain with God and I said, why? Why is it that we're doing everything we're supposed to and I don't see anything? And I hate saying that because I have seen a lot of things from the time that I've been out of work. I've seen a lot of blessings. It's not like I don't. It's just sometimes when our focus is on something like the bills that I had, I wasn't thinking straight. I was very stressed out. And I was, once again, like, you know how they say how that story goes about how in the Bible where it says that God did all these miracles and got the people out of Egypt and stuff. And after they saw all those miracles, they still questioned and they still complained. I feel like that sometimes because I feel that sometimes we don't see all the little things. And sometimes even we do and we still complain. And so that's how I felt yesterday. I was feeling very frustrated and I had a lot of anxiety. I was feeling stressed. And hubby called during his lunch break because now he gets an hour lunch with his new job. He's super excited about it. I love our talks during lunch. And just random, I was sharing with him my frustration and I told him that I had reached out to the girl and I told him that what she had told me, and he's like, babe, we can only do what we can do. I mean, ni modo, like, But I kept insisting, should I borrow? Should I borrow? And he's like, oh, no, like, let's just wait it out. And I'm like, but babe. And anyway, so I don't want to give you all those details. Anyway, he then proceeds to tell me that he got an email and that the email showed a gift card on there, like an e-gift card. And I was like, well, be careful. Like, I didn't really think about it when he was telling me. I didn't get like my high hopes or whatever. I was just like, just be careful because there's a lot of scams or whatever. He's like, no, babe, but it seems legit. And I was like, I was still like on the fence about it. I was like, no, like, just be careful. Like, I don't want you to get hacked or whatever and stuff. That's how they hack or whatever. And he's like, no, but it has all the information. It's not asking me for any of my information. And he's telling me that it's a Walmart gift card and that it's since 2023. This is another detail that was not in what I wrote. So if you're watching this video, you know, you're going to get more details. And I was like, since 2023, I mean, I deleted a lot of emails. I have a lot of emails. There's a lot of emails I don't delete, but there's a lot of emails that I do delete. And so I don't know, but he got this email and it said that it was a $300 Walmart gift card. And it was since, I want to say, I'm not sure if it's 2024 because we got two of them. Okay. But the first one he told me about was a Walmart one. And he's like, babe, it looks legit. It has all the information. It has everything. And I'm like, dude, but where is it from? And he's like, I don't know, but it seems like a legit email. And I wasn't getting the whole email thing that he was telling me, but he just kept saying it's legit, it's legit. And I'm like, whatever. So he's like, hold on, let me put you on hold. And he's like, how do I do it to merge you? And so I tell him, well, just dial the number and then click on merge. And so I heard him do all that, whatever, and it wasn't going through. And I'm like, you see, it was probably fake. And so then he's like, no, I'm going to try again later. And so I felt like he was hopeful for it. And I was not hopeful. I was like, just leave it alone. Just like, whatever, right? And he's like, no, like, this is legit. And I was like, anyway, so he had to leave. He had to go back to work. And he's like, I'll call you later. I'm like, okay. So I kept doing my stuff. And I came to terms and I had just, and when he told me about the gift card, I had told him my frustration and what I had talked to God about. And I had told him, I'm doing everything we're supposed to. You know, we're doing everything we're supposed to. Why are we not getting the help that we need? And blah, 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 whatever, right? And so, when I got off the call, I just gave it all to him. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to post these things. And I'm just going to I'm going to give the artwork to you. You do what you need to do with it. I'm just going to post it out there. And whatever comes from it, comes from it. And so I did. I started posting. But every time I post, I share with a scripture, or I share with a talk, or I share with something. And so I have to read the scripture in order to know what I can attach it to, if the art piece works with it or it doesn't. And so it got me to reading my scriptures. And then I had another design. I had 8 or 9 designs yesterday that I hadn't shared. And so I did. I posted the first one. I put some scriptures. Posted the second one. Posted with scriptures. Posted the third one. And it was attached to a talk that I was listening to the background. And I found a scripture in there that I felt was important. And so I shared that one. And I kept listening to the talks. Kept finding talks, and that kind of started easing me, and it started taking away my anxiety and started taking away my stress. And then I couldn't stop listening. I couldn't stop listening to give me a second. I couldn't stop listening to the talks. And then I started to feel better. I found myself in a better place and very, very much more grateful. And so hubby called again on his lunch break and once again reassured me that this was legit, right? That this gift card or this gift was legit. And I was like, well, we'll see when you come home. I didn't want to get my hopes up high or anything. And so when he got home, we were talking again about the same thing. I just basically told him he had a plan of what he was going to do. He told me, he was going to buy a thing for $1, and if it went through, it was legit or whatever. And I had told him about the same things, and he just hugged me. We held hands. We hugged for a while. And we knew we had those church activities to take the kids to. And I honestly didn't feel like I wanted to go. I was feeling frustrated and I was feeling a little bit stressed. And I didn't want to mingle and I didn't want to really talk. I just wanted to be like, I just needed a moment. I needed some time. And that's okay. Sometimes we have those days and we need to be okay with it. We need to be okay with sometimes not being okay. Sometimes we just need some time alone and some time to process and some time to recharge. And so we took the kids to their church activities, dropped them off. And my son kind of wanted to come with us, but I told him, "You sure you don't want to go to the activity?" And he's like, "Okay." And he didn't give me any problems or anything. He decided to go. He went there a little bit late, but they both went. And we went off to Walmart. And we were going to do this together on our way over there. Just because I shared it on what I wrote on the way over there, I was telling my husband that I felt like, I don't know, I was just very emotional, I guess, yesterday or something. I was telling him how I feel really weird when my kids are not attached to me since I'm always with them all the time. They've been with me all the time. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I work from home, but I'm a stay-at-home mom, right? And I always have my kids with me since they're homeschooled. They're always with me, so I feel really weird when I let them go. I mean, I let them go, right? But I'm usually in the building or I let them do their thing, but I'm always around, So I hate leaving them anywhere. And so I was telling my husband that. My husband's like, "Well, you need to learn to let them go." I was like, "You don't understand. You didn't carry them." And he was like, "No, but I planted the seed." And I know he's a crazy person. And he just always tries to bring a smile to my face. And we were arguing for a little bit about that. And then we get to Walmart and he does that. We pick a French bread. We both look at the French bread and we pick the French bread, right? And it was $1. And we both go to the register, the self-checkout, and it went through. And so we were both happy and we both smiled at each other. And we were wondering, should we take it to the truck and then come back and shop a little bit more? And we didn't have a plan on what we were going to buy, but we were going to buy a battery. And that was one of the things that hubby did say. He's like, "Well, maybe this is God blessing us to be able to get a battery for our van so that you can have a vehicle," because hubby's been taking the vehicle to work. We have 3 vehicles. One of them was crashed before we moved into this apartment. One of them was crashed. And we fixed it, but then it busted again because that's another story. But we still need to fix it. Okay, the radiator busted and I need to put a battery in it. And it's been sitting there for a while, so we need to fix the tires. And so it's got some little things that need to be fixed. And then we have a van it's so old and it's tried and true. We call it the Green Lantern because it always keeps us going and it overpowers the other ones. The other ones are newer and prettier from the outside, but the green one has a lot of feist in it and it just pulls through all the time. And so it's older. Ya está despintado because we always have it in the front and it's all the sun ate up the paint and stuff, and so it's not very pretty, but it works. We just fixed it recently with a friend from church, and he fixed it, and it's working. It just needs a battery. And so when hubby saw that we got a Walmart gift card, he's like, well, maybe we can get a battery with that. I was like, you're right. And so that I can actually have a vehicle now. So if you go to work, I have something in case of an emergency. Because he got a job in Mission. And so it's a little far. It's like 30 minutes away from here. And so anyway, so that was the intention. But while we were at Walmart, we were walking around wondering what we were going to buy because it went through. And so I was thinking, well, I need toilet paper, I need wipes, but everything's more expensive at Walmart. And I'm not trying to dog Walmart, but it is a little bit more expensive. And I don't, even if the money is a gift, I don't want to spend more. I like to save where I can. And so we still got the toilet paper there because hubby's like, this is where we have credit, so let's just get it here. And so I let it go. I'm like, okay, fine. So we got the toilet paper there. We didn't get the wipes though. We just didn't get it. We just got the toilet paper and we got some food because we were hungry. And so we had stuff to make at home. It's just we were out and we knew the kids were going to be, well, at least one of them was going to be fed because they had like the church activity pool party. And so we knew one of them was going to be fed, but we weren't sure about the other one. So we bought some chicken and we bought some potatoes, and we noticed that the lady from Walmart was very generous with us. She was also a blessing, or what seemed to be a blessing, because she seemed to give us quite a bit for the price. And we got some salads and a Gatorade. And because I was having one of those days, I added a chocolate. I added a chocolate for my son and my daughter and a chocolate for me. And we were on our way. And so we were eating potato wedges. Oh, the potato wedges. We got potato wedges because I know my son loves potato wedges. My dad loved potato wedges. And I like potato wedges. And so we got some potato wedges. So when we got to the car, we were eating potato wedges all the way to church. We sat in the parking lot while we waited for my son to get out of church. And we were eating in the truck. And we were just super grateful. But I was also hoping in my brain that nobody would come up to me because it was going to smell like chicken and potato wedges in my truck. And my son was taking a while, and I'm like, we got to go pick up my daughter. And so I was excited to tell them. But as soon as my son got to the passenger window, he smelled all the chicken and he's like, y'all bought food? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, the gift card went through? And we're like, yeah. And so he was all happy. He comes into the truck and he was all excited. And so I pass over the potato wedges. He's like, I love potato wedges. I'm like, I know you do. I told your dad to buy them because I knew you did. And then he reaches across and he grabs a chicken and he starts eating. And then I give him a Gatorade and he's like, thanks, Mom. And then I'm like, you're welcome, Papa. And then on the way to pick up my daughter, which was like a few minutes away, I hand him over the chocolate and he's like, oh, like if it was Christmas or something, you know, like you could just tell that he was excited about it anyway. And so we waited for my daughter and she wasn't coming out because it's a pool party and they had food and she was having fun. And we're like trying to get to Target to see if the other gift card that we had got for $300 was legit. We're like, hurry up. She wouldn't come out. She was playing with her cousin and she was having a good time. I sent my son to go get her, and she said the first time she was like that she was having too much fun and for me to get down, and that one of the sisters wanted me to get down. And I was like, but they don't understand. We need to go over there because we can't be out late because hubby has to go to sleep, and we want to go check over there, see if we can get this thing to work. And so I told him that I wasn't going to get down, but he came back with some pizza, and we had already eaten, and we were getting more food, and we were like, oh, like I still ate the 2 pizzas, and I was still grateful for them because I was hungry. I wasn't that hungry because I had already eaten, but I was like, I still took them because it was food that it was given to me, and I was grateful for it. And so I ate it, and by the time you knew it, I was like super full. My daughter wasn't hurrying up, and I told my son, you better tell your sister to get over here. If not, she's going to get it. And so he goes back. He comes back. Had to go back like a third time. She finally comes out. She's all wet. I'm like, Rihanna, and we were getting after her. We're like, Rihanna, when I tell you to get out. And anyway, so I told her that she needed to hurry up, and that dad had to go. We had to go home for him to rest and stuff. And so, but we had to go to Target. And so she's all wet. And I'm like, you're not even changed. You didn't even change. And she's like, I'm going to get changed in the car. She puts on her jean shorts in the car and puts on a hoodie, and off to Target we go. She's all wet. We're going to Target. We leave the boys. We let Rudy do his thing, right? Because he has a plan. So he bought something small. And me and my daughter wandered off to the makeup section just because she's like, Mom, I was thinking about getting a new mascara and this and that. And well, she knows it's my favorite aisle. So I go over there and I'm like looking at stuff. And then all of a sudden hubby and my son show up behind us, and they're like with smiles, and they're like, I'm like, did it go through? And they're like, yes. And so I was like, okay. And he's like, you're going to buy something, babe? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just looking. Like, I want stuff. Of course I want stuff, but I know that there's necessities that we need. So I didn't buy anything. He's like, just buy something. And I'm like, no, like, I was just like focusing on my daughter. She got herself a little mascara and I was showing her around. I did need some wedges for my face, like to put on my makeup, but they didn't even have any. So the only one thing I was going to get there, they didn't have it. I love the wedges from Target, but they didn't have them. So I just got some shampoo, and I got some shampoo and conditioner. My son got a shampoo. We got a Panoxyl for our face, like a cleanser for our face. Got some hand soap. And then we went around the store looking, because I really wanted a dress for Mother's Day. And I didn't get to get one. And so I wore a dress that I had, but I really wanted a dress for Mother's Day. And every time I don't have money, I see that there's things that I like. But then when I have the money, I don't find what I like. And then what I do pick, they always make faces too. So that's why I know that I need to shop alone. Because every time I want to pick something, they make faces at it. Either my kids or my husband. And I never get to get what I want. And so anyway, I had one dress that I thought was okay. It wasn't the most modest, but I was going to wear a jean jacket over it. And I was going to put a t-shirt underneath, yeah. But I didn't get it. But I did find 2 pairs of shoes, flats, that I usually get at Target anyway. They were like $15 each. They didn't have the black ones I wanted, but I did buy a brown and a tan. But I wanted some black ones. So I need to try to see if I can get them online or get them. They said that they had like 1 pair in the Nolana Target, but my husband bought a pair of shoes because now he has to wear dress shoes for work. And he's always wanted some brown ones, so he can use them for church too. And he got himself a belt. My daughter bought herself, the mascara. She got some new undies, and she got like a sweater. It was on the clearance section. She herself was shopping there. I was quite proud. My son, I think he got a book. He wanted a shirt, but my husband left it. He thought it was a little overpriced for it, and so he left it. But yeah, that's what we bought. And we are super grateful, because who would have thought anybody else would have just deleted those emails, or probably would have thought it was a scam like I did. But the Lord blessed us with 2 free gift cards, e-gift cards with $300 each. And that is definitely a blessing. I didn't get to pay for the bill that I was worried about, but I did get to enjoy some of the blessings that come from him from doing his work. And so I wanted to share that, because I feel that it's important to share the good things, not always just bad things or worries or stuff. I think we need to be more open to share things, because you never know who it's going to help, and you never know who might be needing to hear something like this today or another day. Maybe somebody's not listening to it right now, but they might listen to it at a later date, because I have that a lot, like where I share things and people don't always see it at the same time. People are busy, people are doing things, and so I felt inspired to share this. It's not so much about the money, guys. It's about providing for the family. There's so many things we can live without, and we need to understand that there's a lot more things that are important. Like, I get to be here with my kids. I get to spend time with them. I get to homeschool them. I get to do what I love. I get to do my art. I get to share what I want. I get to share testimony. That's something that I've always tried to do in the past. I always try to help people. I share a lot of deals. I share a lot of things that help people. And that's always something I wanted to do, make a difference and help where I can, and just try to be a light, because I know a lot of people have been a light for me, especially when I've struggled. And so I just want to put a little bit out there. And yeah, sometimes people feel like, oh, why does she share those things? Or why is she oversharing? Or why this or why that? There's a reason for it. People might not understand it. I know why I do what I do. I know why I share what I share. I know that the Lord will sustain what I say, and I know that it'll help who it needs to help. And for those who get bothered by watching things like this, I'm sorry, but this is my page and this is what I share. I share things that make me happy, share things that bring me joy and bring others joy and bring people hope and bring, just overall uplift their spirit in some way or somehow. And so I hope that this helps you in some way. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. I've always liked watching like story time videos and stuff, and I think we all can learn from each other, and I think that sometimes we need to take a step back and learn from others. I don't know. I just felt the need to share this, and so I wrote about it. I'm going to go and edit it now. Hopefully you guys will read it. It doesn't have a lot of detail like this video does, but that one also has certain things in it that maybe you would want to read. And I will attach some artwork to it. I'll be working on an artwork piece for it. If you do want to hear any other type of things from me, because I do have a lot to share, I just sometimes hold back because I'm like, only because I get people's thoughts in my head. Sometimes people say not very nice things, or they say things without thinking, and then they affect me. But honestly, I don't think I would have gotten this far if I would have listened to them. I don't think I would have helped as many people as I have if I would listen to all the people who give me their negative vibes. So I try to just block them. But for the most part, I have a lot of good supporters and people who cheer me on, and so that's great. But there will always be those little voices in your head thinking that you shouldn't or that you can't. But the Lord will always help you through, and He will share what needs to be shared with whoever needs to see it. And so that's where I leave it. I leave it at His feet. I leave it where it needs to be. He does what He wants with it. And so I hope that this helps you in some way and somehow. It wasn't to brag about getting $300 gift cards in emails. It was about how the Lord provides miracles. Because honestly, we still don't understand where they came from, why they weren't deleted. But I do know that He has provided all this way. And there are so many other miracles that I can tell you about that have happened since I left working there. And if you want to listen to them, just leave me a comment and I'll try to share more. So you understand that when your focus is on him, he provides. And sometimes you might get frustrated like I do, like I got frustrated and not understand why. It's kind of like when Moses was like there, with all the people waiting, and there's a sea of water. And he's like, I brought them here. Now what? Well, that's how I feel. Like, I'm doing everything. Now what? And so, but what did the Lord do? He parted the waters, right? He parted the waters and he let them through. And so you just have to have that faith that things are going to work out. You don't know how. You don't know how things are going to open up for you. You don't know when. You just know that it will. And sometimes you don't even know, because sometimes I don't even know how. I just know that I have the blessing or the gift to be able to come to him and ask him to help me. And some way or somehow he shows me that I heard you, And so yesterday that was me getting a phone call from hubby and knowing that he did hear me. So I'm sharing all these things and he gives me back. And so it wasn't the way I wanted it to play out in my head, because I had a bill that I had to pay. But in return, he's like, hey, don't worry. Like, I got you. Like, I didn't pay the bill, but I was able to meet all the other little needs I had in my home. And I was able to make my kids happy. And so I think that's what's important, is that it's just a way of him saying, hey, I got you. And so, yeah, I feel like that's why I needed to share it. I was debating it in my head, and I had asked hubby, what do you think? And he's like, well, maybe we should just keep it to ourselves. But then I explained to him, well, maybe this is an opportunity for to share a testimony. And honestly, in the morning, I had been thinking, like, nothing has been inspiring me lately to write. And I had been feeling inspired all the time when I would do my art to write something. Or before my artwork, I would write something and then I would do my artwork. And I was just thinking yesterday, wow, I'm surprised like I haven't been feeling the need to write something. Like I had been always just been writing and writing. And I have countless, like I have more than 100 pieces that I've written ever since I left. More than 100 pieces that ever since I stopped working. And these past 2 weeks, I haven't. I've been busy with other things that I haven't written anything. And today I overdid it. I shared something super, super long, and I hope you guys will read it. But I'm still editing it, and I have more to share. It's just, I need to hear you guys. I need to hear you guys are being helped by them. I need to know that somebody's watching these videos and it's helping somebody. So anyway, hopefully this helped you. Hopefully I wasn't talking to myself the whole time. Thanks for all those who take the time to click the like button and who support me and who share and who just overall pray for my family. I appreciate that, because definitely have needed the prayers lately. But I hope that you all will continue to like what I share, because I change all the time. Right now, this is what's important to me, and that's why I'm sharing it. Not that it wasn't important before, because I've always shared something. Art has always been something in my happiness, and writing is something I've come back to. It used to bring me joy when I was younger, when I was little, and now it just seems to have redeveloped. Helping others has always been something I've liked to do. this is the way I put my little seed out there. So yeah, I hope it helps. Thanks for watching. Bye guys. Good morning. I'm going to make my bed and see what I do for the rest of the day. Probably edit, do an art piece for that. And then we'll see. But anyway, sorry for coming this way to you. Thanks for watching. Hopefully it helps you. Good morning. Have a good day. Don't forget to be happy and wish good things to others and be kind and just, yeah. Don't forget to check out my piece, my art piece, and my story. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.